And tonight in Your America, White House spokesman, my pal, my friend Robert Gibbs, he fielded questions yesterday on the president's health care plan. Unfortunately, poor Robert, he got a little tongue-tied when it came to the specifics. When he was asked which countries have successful national health care systems, oh, this was his brilliant response.
I don't know exactly the countries. I think if you talk to people in the countries that have those systems, they'd think their health care is pretty good.
Would you know specifically, though, Canada, Britain?
And soon Canada, Britain, maybe France. I don't know the exact countries, but again, I don't think the president's going way out on a limb that some people in other countries have a health care system that they like, just as Americans like the health care system that they have.
Mr. President, never fire this guy. To discuss this and more is Fox News anchor and analyst Kimberly Guilfoyle and conservative columnist S.E. Cupp. Guys, good to see you. Thanks for being with us.
Good evening.
All right, they can't tell us the cost. They can't tell us how we're going to pay for it. They can't explain the specifics of this. And they rolled it out. They bungled the whole thing from the beginning. Will it stick?
Well, you know, you just wonder at a certain point, are they going to give sort of like a little party bag where inside they're going to have something that we can interpret? What are they talking about, and why are they wasting all of our money and our time?
But it was a great question, S.E., because which country do we want? A government rationing body like Great Britain, where women with breast cancer have been denied drugs that will cure them, a death sentence?
Right, or like Canada. You know, I've talked to a number of Canadians who have come across the border to get health care here because it's too slow over there. You know, on the one hand, it's not really news that Gibbs is light on specifics, you know, film at 11. On the other hand, weren't you a little relieved?
No, Fox News alert. Gibbs can't have, all right, go ahead.
Light on details. But weren't you a little relieved that he didn't have France or England or Canada on the tip of his tongue? I was I mean, there was a little pleasure in that they didn't go right to, well, we just want to be
because
France.
they're afraid. They want to convince the American people this is something that it's not. Now, we all know, now the CBO numbers came out and they said 23 million Americans will be forced to give up the health care that they currently have. So he's afraid to give that answer.
Absolutely. Well, if you give the truth, it's going to be glaring and obvious, and people will panic, and they should, because they don't have real answers. They don't have real solutions. And I think they are going to drastically decrease the quality of health care that people get if they proceed in this direction.
It's $62,500 per person.
Right.
It is $1.6 trillion now in the Senate. Max Baucus, when the CBO scoring came out, and this is not even the entire scoring, he said that we've got to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a Democrat.
A lot of people were a little frustrated by the CBO, including Nancy Pelosi, who didn't like the number that they came out with. I don't blame her. It's a really scary number, and they're selling this program, you know, mitigating what I call the scary factor, which is definitely the fact that you're not going to be able to choose your own health care. No. Eventually, this is going to drive private health care out. They don't want to tell us that, so they're throwing all of these numbers at the wall.
I think Democrats are now becoming afraid. They don't want to support this. Now, that is a big change. Now, these new poll numbers that we're talking about with Senator McCain are very indicative that Barack Obama is losing support. People do not have confidence with his debt, the deficits, and his handling of the economy and national security.
Right, because the proof is in the pudding, and so far it ain't tasty, if you know what I mean. He's coming up super short. He's missing ingredients. He's missing specifics. He's got Robert Gibbs going, blah, blah, blah. What is he even saying? No one knows, but it's entertaining. I mean, and it's, you know, free.
That's why I don't want him fired. I'm afraid they're going to fire this guy. Robert, I'm sticking up for you.
You kind of like him. I'm noticing you get this, like, little humor in your face.
This is endless material. I just can't believe he's so bad. All right, I got to get President.
He's so bad he's good.
He's so bad he's good. President Bush has now spoken out on a lot of issues, on enhanced interrogations. He spoke out about the economy, and he said it's going to be the private sector that leads the country out of the current economic crisis. You can spend your money better than the government. It's resonating. Now,
it's true.
It is true.
It's a fact. It's supported by historical evidence. So why are we going to go backwards, okay, to the horse and buggy era when we should be moving forward with innovative ideas and following the best practices that have actually resulted in improvements in the lives of the American people? Hello?
That's right. I mean, and President Bush doesn't really have anything to lose or gain here. He's not running for office again.
No.
I think he believes that this is sincerely the best way to fix the country. And by the way, can we just say, what a classy guy.
Yeah.
What a class act. Barack Obama is still on the Blame Bush Express. He needs to get off the campaign trail and take some responsibility for the stuff that he's doing right now.
Bill Clinton, before George Bush ever became president, had an op-ed in January 15th before George Bush was sworn in, criticizing George Bush. You know, for all this talk, oh, George Bush needs to be quiet. Now, he defended enhanced interrogations. He said it was lawful.
Yeah.
He did it to protect this country. He said he wasn't going to sell out this country for short-term political gain. Yeah.
It's it's perfectly within his purview and his right to defend his policies and criticize the current policies. I think that's completely within his right. I don't think he was slighting Obama.
No,
he's a class
act. He's a gentleman
act.
and a class act. He always has been. He always will be, and he should never apologize for protecting Americans.
There's one last thing.
grown-up.
He talked about we tried to reform Fannie and Freddie, which was at the root cause of this crisis. The Democrats, Congress wouldn't let him.
Yeah, you got a bunch of gridlock
right.
there. They're the ones that effectuated what we're dealing with now, and they should accept the blame on their shoulders and do something about it.
No, it's blame everyone else but me.
Yeah. All right, guys.
BBE.
It's always
Blame Bush Express. The
Blame Bush
BBE.
Express.
we got to come up for a name for this dynamic duo.
Awesome?
Awesome is good, but I'm going to do better than that. All right, I like it.
Go out on a limb.
I'll come up with something better.
Okay, you get on it.
All right, guys. Good to see you. Thank you.